Wouldn't it be wonderful if all of this turned out to be true? I'm now thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know they're coming? All of this is true.
What's going up there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a week ago, and is an all-new film from the great Steven Spielberg, so we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss this video, any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms, such as X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon. Pretty much post on these regularly. As always, people, if you really love this channel and want to help support it, please think about becoming a member on my Patreon, where once you become a member, you get access to all kinds of extra crucial you don't get here on the YouTube channel, such as outtakes, bloopers, and stuff like that. Plus, also, each member that is a member of my Patreon, you could pick a movie for me to review just for you, and I will review it for you. So, definitely something to think about. As always, let's get right into this. Welcome on and all to an all-new video. So like I said before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a week ago, and is an all-new film from the great Steven Spielberg called Disclosure Day. Yeah! Disclosure Day. Yeah! So Disclosure Day is an all-new sci-fi thriller film from the great Steven Spielberg. Kind of along the lines, I feel, like Minority Report. You know, people might recognize it and categorize it with, you know, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Definitely not like your big, you know, box office, you know, films, you know, of alien disaster films like Independence Day or anything like that. But this definitely is in the realm of, like, films like Close Encounters, I feel, and Minority Report and stuff like that, you know, that has to do with aliens, but has that same kind of, like, sci-fi thriller vibe to it. And this definitely is one of those films that is very intriguing and has a lot of meaning behind it, and you can tell from throughout the movie you get a lot of interesting little things here and there that just really shine into things that are current and of the time. Now, this is the first film I think I've seen from Steven Spielberg in a while, and you know, I was just, you know, kind of wondering. I'm like, oh, I wonder what, you know, his next movie would be and what it was going to be about and stuff like that. And you know, when I saw that it was coming out, I was like, huh, a sci-fi film from Steven Spielberg. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, this could be interesting. And I remember watching the trailer for this and thinking, oh, this could be a very interesting film. And surprisingly, it actually is really good. I was really impressed with it. I really enjoyed it. I thought that overall it was a really well done film. I mean, from beginning to end, it was very, you know, I thought entertaining, very interesting. Like I said, it has a lot of great meaning to it, lots of great vibes to it, and just, it really gets you thinking throughout the whole entire film. Like, what's going to happen? What's it going to lead to? What are they going to, you know, reveal and so forth and stuff like that? Like, what's going to come down to it? And I love that in recent interviews, Spielberg himself says that this film is basically, you know, like, kind of like what recently has come out from the government about UFOs. And I was like, huh, okay, that's cool, I can see that, you know, about basically disclosing to people that aliens do exist type of deal, and that's kind of what the film focuses on. It kind of gives you that kind of vibe and that type of deal. And I was like, okay, I can see that. That's an interesting way of, you know, topic and kind of different alien film versus what we've seen in recent years. Because if you think about it, in any other alien films over the years, I feel mainly it's always like, oh, it's hidden. We've known about aliens, but the government just doesn't tell the people because they don't think they can handle it. And this film does the complete opposite and wants to go and say, hey, let's disclose this to everyone and let's, you know, let them know aliens are real, basically. And that, you know, you got to deal with it, basically. And that, I think, was really intriguing and a really great idea, and just made the film more entertaining, more fun, especially with it being such a recent occurrence that has happened recently, that we've had all that UFO stuff released from the government. And I think that makes the film even more entertaining and interesting, you know, for this time. Now, like I said before, this is directed none other by the great Mr. Steven Spielberg! Oh yeah, Steven Spielberg! Woo! Steven Spielberg! Yeah! So Steven Spielberg, you might recognize from a slew of films over the years he's directed. Jaws, of course. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You might recognize some of his other stuff that he's done. Duel, etc. And, you know, he is just one of those long-time directors that just really knows his stuff. He makes always really great films that are always entertaining, enjoyable, and films that just really rock. And I mean, from his humble beginnings in the 70s when he started making films, which Duel being his first film, I mean, he went on to make Jaws, which became a huge success in 75. Then you had Close Encounters in 77, and then in 82 he had E.T., which was a huge success. Well, I mean, he had several years that he just was pounding out films that just was, they became huge blockbusters. And, he did that for quite some time. I mean, he did that with, Jurassic Park and so forth and stuff like that. And then he kind of started going out sporadically putting out stuff. And, like I said, I think that it's been a long time since I feel I've seen a Spielberg film that really had that same essence as his earlier work. And I feel Disclosure Day really goes back to that same roots that he has done in his past films, and I love that about this film, and I think he did a great job with it. I enjoy just everything about what he brought to it. I like that he kept it, from A to B. He kept it nice and clean and to the point. He didn't, over-exaggerate things. He kept it in a nice line. I love the set pieces he decided to go with. I love the cinematography he decided to go with. I love the soundtrack and just kind of the whole vibe he wanted to give to it. And I also enjoyed that he really delved deep into a different type of mythos of learning about aliens versus what we've seen in the past. Like where I said, we have conspiracy theorists that, oh, the government's known about aliens all these years, whereas in this, they make it where, yeah, you conspiracy theorists are correct. We have been hiding this from you. We've known all these years, and we have all this footage, and we're going to show it to you. We're going to discuss it. And I like that that's what Spielberg did with this, and he gave us something a little different than we had seen before, and I think it was a really well-directed film, and he just really knocked it out of the park. He gave us a really fantastic film that I think overall he just really gave us a decent new sci-fi film that felt like a classic sci-fi film that was very enjoyable. Now, if you haven't seen anything Steven Spielberg has directed, definitely check out his very first feature film, which I think is one of his all-time best films. I love this film. I could watch it on repeat 24 hours, 7 days a week, and it's just such a freaking phenomenal film. And what I love about it is such a short film, but in that short span, it is awesome and exciting from beginning to end. And that, of course, the film called Duel. Yeah! Duel. Yeah! This 71 gem is so freaking awesome. The late, great Dennis Weaver was in it, plays the kind of the main character in the film. And it is just such a great film. I love it. It's pretty much all taking place from the perspective of Dennis Weaver in his car, him being chased by this madman in a trucking outfit, and this, giant truck that's going after him and stuff like that. And it's just so much fun. And Steven Spielberg, for his first feature-length film, just really knocked it apart. Gave us great suspense, gave us great action, and just shined on what would become the future Steven Spielberg director. And this film is basically that culmination of and beginning of what he was going to provide in the future. And I tell you, this movie is absolutely phenomenal. It's such a great film. If you have not seen Duel, definitely check it out. It's worth a watch. If you have not seen anything Steven Spielberg has directed, definitely check out Duel for his very first debut film feature, and it just shows how great of a director he is. So I absolutely love what he did with Disclosure Day. He made a really fantastic new film that I think is going to go down and become a great sci-fi classic as years go by. I think it's a really well done film, and especially with the times we're in, it's going to really shine and give us back kind of that thought process going, oh, remember that time in 2026 when we found all that stuff out? I think that's going to be what this film's really going to play and show as time goes on. Absolutely a fantastic film by Steven. He did an amazing job. If you have not seen Steven Spielberg direct anything recently, go check out Disclosure Day in theaters. He did a phenomenal job. So this movie has a really small cast, actually, but it's a very powerful, strong cast that really emphasize and bring to life these great characters that were in this film and are all absolutely fantastic in the film and just really bring it together and give us a really entertaining film. And a lot of these people, most of them I've seen in things. A few of them I've only seen in one thing. Some I haven't even seen in anything. And all of them just really rock and give us these great performances that I think are overall just fun, awesome, and super enjoyable. Now, to start us off is none other than our main character, one of the main characters, I feel. The amazing and awesome, beautiful Miss Emily Blunt. Oh yeah, Emily Blunt. Woo, Emily Blunt, yeah. So Emily Blunt, who you might recognize, of course, from A Quiet Place 1 and 2. You might recognize her from a slew of other things over the years. In recent years, Girl on Train and so forth. She is just a fantastic actress. I absolutely love her. I think she's fantastic in anything I've seen her in. She always plays great characters and always delivers no matter what movie I see her in. She could have a really small role or a very pivotal role, and I think both roles are equally great because she's just such a fantastic actress. And I think she has a great range and wild range of kind of what she can do. I mean, she can do serious, she can do comedy, she can do action, she can do, voiceovers. She can do pretty much everything, and she just really shines in whatever she does and puts out. And I've always just enjoyed her and watching her and thinking that, this is a fun actress that I can watch in anything. And pretty much anything I've seen her in, she's always really good. And I just have always enjoyed her, and I think she does a great job. And I think that's pretty much what she did in Disclosure Day. I really enjoyed this character. I thought it was a very interesting character. I liked the kind of transformation she goes throughout the film. Now she kind of becomes she seems like she's going crazy, wacko, but really it's just she doesn't have this control of this ability that she has been given. And basically, she plays kind of like she's kind of going crazy, but really she knows she's not. And I think she did a great job of bringing that to life and giving us that great, interesting thing. She is just a blast always to watch, and she does such a great job and brings to life these great characters. And I feel that's what she did in Disclosure Day. I mean, from the beginning to the end of the film, she really dives deep into what her character really goes through, and I think she does a really great job with that. And I think her interactions with all the different people throughout the film, too, also work really well together and is very interesting and really fun. And I really enjoy that. I think that, they do a good job with that and bringing that to life and giving us these really great performances that really work and mesh very well together. And I think that she played off of everyone really good, too. I mean, she has this really great, intense moment in the film where definitely you could tell it's supposed to be exaggerated, but at the same time, she did such a great enough job that I feel she really acted like she really was having a panic attack. That's how good it was. And I was really impressed by that, and I feel that really shined on how great of a talent she's become as an actress over the years. And I think that was very powerful and strong in that moment that really worked well, for her acting there overall in the film. And I just think it really shined on how great of an actress she is. Now, if you haven't seen Emily Blunt in anything, definitely a great film to check her out, and it's a great film that came out a few years ago called The Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah! The Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah! Edge of Tomorrow is such a great sci-fi action flick. She plays this badass chick that kicks butt and kills alien butt, and is just so much fun. And she plays opposite of Tom Cruise, and they have a really great repertoire in it. But she is just so freaking awesome in the film. I love her character. I love the sincerity of her character. I love the badassness of her character. But also at the same time, I love that, she definitely plays and doesn't, take it to a whole other level where she seems like she's more superior or acts like she's top dog, but really, she plays off of everyone in it so well and gives equal opportunity to everyone. And I love that. I love that, being this badass chick, she does that. And that characterization is just so well played by her, and I enjoy that. And I think that what makes that film one of the parts of that reason why that film is so freaking good, and she just amazingly makes that film so enjoyable. And I absolutely love her and Tom Cruise's kind of relationship throughout the film and how they develop a love for each other and kind of how they come to really become close, and I think it works out really well. And I think that Emily really shined and really kind of helped Tom shine too as well in the film. If you haven't seen anything Emily Blunt's been in, definitely check her out in The Awesome Edge of Tomorrow. She was absolutely phenomenal. But overall, I really enjoyed her in Disclosure Day. I thought she was phenomenal in this. Thought she was really great in it, and she made the film very entertaining and enjoyable. If you haven't seen Emily Blunt in anything recently, check her out in Disclosure Day in theaters. She did a great job. So that brings me to the next person I like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than kind of the main villain of the film, Mr. Colin Firth. Oh yeah, Colin Firth. Woo, Colin Firth, yeah! So Colin Firth, you might recognize from the Bridget Jones Diary films. You might recognize him from a few other things over the years. And you might recognize him, of course, from buttload of stuff. I mean, he's just been in so many freaking things over the years. But he is absolutely a phenomenal actor who is always awesome, always brings to life his characters. And, you know, with his Oscar win for The King's Speech a few years ago, he really knocked out of the park and really shined how good of a talent he is. And I tell you what, he is absolutely fantastic when he plays villain characters, and he was absolutely awesome in this. I love the range he took it to. I love the ideas behind it, and I just really enjoyed that he played a really great classic villain that, you know, is all about the villainy, but at the same time, he ends up finding out that, you know, at the end, he really needs to have a kind of redemption, and then he realizes kind of what he's at. And I just really enjoyed that. I think that Colin did a great job of bringing that to life and working really well off of everyone that he was playing opposite of. And Colin is just one of those great, you know, kind of character actors, too, that really always plays different types of characters, but at the same time, he always plays it very sophisticated. And I like that. I like that he's always playing sophisticated type of characters that sometimes you're kind of like, I don't get the sophistication, but at the same time, you're like, okay, it works. Is that kind of type of deal? And I always think that he plays it off so well. And he kind of brings in his, like, Englishness to it. And I think that always plays off very well. And I think that he brought that to his character here in Disclosure Day and pretty much in any other film I've seen him in. And I just think that he really rocks it and really plays this character really well. And I think he has some really great scenes in this film, too. I mean, especially when he's, like, trying to figure things out to find where Emily Blunt and the other guy are and stuff like that. And him trying to figure that stuff out, and he's using the alien technology and stuff like that, and his facial expressions are so phenomenal and so well done as he's trying to deal with, you know, the pain that he has to go through to be able to use this technology. But then there's some great scenes, too, where he has some interesting dialogue that is very, I feel, very accustomed to what it would be like if you were learning something like this, or having to deal with something like this that you had hidden that now is kind of becoming exposed. And Colin did a great job of bringing that to life and giving us a really great acting and, you know, bravado of that characterization. Just really well done. And just freaking fantastic. So if you haven't seen anything Mr. Colin Firth has been in, definitely a film to check him out in. It's a great film that came out in 2014 called The Kingsman: Secret Service. Oh yeah, Kingsman: The Secret Service, yeah! So this awesome series made by Matthew Vaughn, he plays this great, amazing, like, Secret Service kind of like secret agent character that kicks butt. And he absolutely plays the hell out of this character, and he is so badass in it. I love his fight sequences, especially there's this one great sequence where he's fighting all these people in a church, and it's freaking awesome. And he actually does majority of his own choreography there, and he blew it out of the water. He was just so freaking cool. And Colin is just so amazing in this film. I love the elegance he brings to the character as well, because he brings that very Englishman type feel to it, and being a gentleman. And that's what being a Kingsman is about. It's being a gentleman, but being able to kick ass. And he just played that so well. And playing opposite of Taron Egerton, and playing opposite of some other great characters, Samuel Jackson and so forth, they just all played so well together. But Colin was just so freaking awesome in that film and kicked butt. He had so many great action sequences and just was so much fun. And he had some really great dialogue throughout the film that just really rocked it very well too. And Colin just really knocks it apart with this film and shines in this great action film that I think really showed that he can be an action star and he could really kick some butt. If you haven't seen Colin Firth or anything, definitely check him out in The Kingsman, The Secret Service. He was absolutely phenomenal. But I think he was absolutely fantastic in Disclosure Day. I really enjoyed him, and I thought that he was a really great addition to this film and just rocked it and made a great character that I think will go down as a really great villain character over the years. If you haven't seen Colin Firth recently, go check him out in Disclosure Day in theaters now. He was absolutely phenomenal. So some great honorable mentions I like to mention in this film is, of course, Josh O'Connor. He plays kind of the other kind of main lead that has an alien ability that was given to him basically in the film. And I've only seen him in one other thing, which is the newest Knives Out film. And other than seeing him in that, I haven't really seen him in anything. And I thought he was pretty decent in that. And I thought he did a decent job in this. I thought that there's more he could have done with the character, but overall I think that he played it off really well and gave us a decent performance that made the film very entertaining and very enjoyable. Now, of course, we also have Eve Hewson popping up in this film too, who plays his kind of like girlfriend / kind of like in pursuit with them type of deal. And this is the first thing I've ever seen Eve in, and you know, I think that she was absolutely fantastic. I thought she was so much fun to watch. She was absolutely enjoyable, entertaining, adorable. And I thought that she was a really great character, and I thought she did a really great job. And it's funny to think that she's Sonny, that she's actually, Bono's daughter. And I was like, wow, I'm like, where did that acting talent come from? Because it's definitely not from Bono. And I was like, wow, she did a fantastic job, and she was actually really good. And I was really impressed with that. And I thought that she was a really great character in the film. And she really rocked out of the park. And I think that, I'm really looking forward to seeing more from her as the years go on, to see what else she could provide in other movies and see what she's just capable of. But also, I got to shout out the great Mr. Wyatt Russell, who absolutely love Wyatt. I think he's such a great actor. I mean, having your father be Kurt Russell, that's a lot of great acting lineage to go by, and Wyatt does such a great job of living up to that. And just the fact that he looks so much like his dad, too, really helps him, too. It's kind of like with Eastwood and his kids, and so forth and stuff like that. But, Wyatt is just such a great character in this film. I love it. He's very concerned for his girlfriend that he loves, Emily Blunt, who seems to be going crazy, and he does a great job of portraying that character and gives us this really great performance that I think is going to be very underrated and I think very much overshadowed for most of these, people that have seen this film or are going to mention or talk about this film. And he just was really fun in it. I really enjoyed him in it, and I think that he played such a great character and was just super enjoyable. So I had to shout out those three people because they were just really fun in the film too as well. So now, what is Disclosure Day about? Basically, the premise of the story is, Emily Blunt's character and Josh O'Connor's character both all of a sudden start having these weird things happen to them. And Emily Blunt's like a newscaster, and all of a sudden she starts being able to talk different languages and starts doing these weird things on air when she's trying to do the news. And basically she gets thrust into this, alien conspiracy thing. And so does Josh O'Connor. He basically has all this information that he wants to try to get out into the world. And we end up finding out that there was this government agency that has been keeping it secret, and hiding things, and basically they're trying to go after these people because they realize that them and the aliens have some sort of connection. And then the rest of the film's about them kind of trying to figure things out and get the news out to the people so they understand and know that aliens are real, and that, they have been here for years, and that we've been lied to, basically. And that's pretty much the whole premise of the film, them trying to get that out there and disclose it to the public so that they know and that they are fully aware of that aliens do really exist. It's a really well done film. I was really impressed. I wasn't too sure about it when I was going into this film at first, because we've seen so many alien films over the years, but I love just how different this was as an alien film, and I really enjoyed that, and I thought it was a really well done film that I was actually really impressed with. I actually thought it was done well. It wasn't featuring anything I thought was stupid or didn't add anything to it, and just it felt like a great Steven Spielberg film, what he's done in the past, and it just was overall a great film. I give this one a giant 10 golden movie boxes up. I think definitely it deserves a sequel of some sort, maybe. Hopefully down the road that can kind of go over things, maybe add some more to it, but definitely be added to collection. I think it's an overall great film that just really rocked and was so entertaining and just really fun on the big screen. If you have not seen Disclosure Day, highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch, people. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older new videos if you haven't seen mine yet. As always, people, huge shout out to my subscribers, new and old. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. You're really rocking it. I appreciate you guys watching, and please keep on watching, keep on trucking, and you guys are awesome. As always, catch you in the next one.